I'm Adam Schneider of Concept Works, and today we're reviewing the Timpte trap opener display from a care and use standpoint. This display is roughly 7 feet by 5 feet by about 5-ish feet tall, and it weighs 1,200 pounds, so it's heavy. One thing that you'll notice is that the casters we've employed are rated for 750 pounds. There was an intrinsic part line on these casters that we've sanded off and then polished, so it's tough to tell from the video, but this is smooth and won't impregnate the floor that these are rolled upon. The system itself is made out of powder coated steel and stainless steel hardware that's been zinced to be the black color. So from a care and use stance, it's pretty robust, pretty utilitarian. The acrylic, however, will scratch. You don't want to use an inexpensive paper towel to clean it. Instead, something like this or a cotton-based cloth with a damp water soap solution or maybe a Windex to wipe down fingerprints that will come to land on the acrylic. As far as the display itself, it's pretty intuitive, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is a simple 110 solution. So simply plug it into a 110 source. 15 amps of power is more than sufficient for what you need. And that power is supplied to a power supply that's embedded in this area here. You can access that power supply by simply removing 6 pieces of hardware here. That will remove this panel, and then you'll have access to the power supply therein. There is also a corded power strip below here with a power strip or a power switch. If this would be off, just look for that switch to make sure that's engaged. Once you're energized, once you're plugged in, the use of the system is outlined here, where we have loaded and unloaded. This momentary switch will cycle the linear actuator on or off. The stroke of the actuator is only 1 inch, so it's applying 2,000 pounds of pressure, but only over 1 inch of stroke. So it's important to note that you're not going to see a whole lot of activity. You'll hear it, but you won't necessarily see it. And you'll see it in the arc that this upper 4-inch by 4-inch square tube generates. Again, by applying 2,000 pounds of downward pressure, we're also creating 2,000 pounds of upward pressure. So there's a slight arc that comes in that piece. That's okay. That's intended and normal. The other thing you'll notice is that this plate is offset inside of the trap, and it's offset with intention. You can see the gray UMHW and the black steel plate is actually touching the black high-density plastic of the trap. We've done that with intention, so as the opener is open, it creates a lead-in and lead-out effect, where if we have it centered, we deadhead the opener as it closes. So you'll see momentarily what I mean by that. So the system is loaded. You can hear that wind up. And now, just like 2,000 pounds of corn or grain or soybeans, I can open up the system if I turn it the right way. It's important to notice that as you open the system, it actually gets easier, as would be true of a typical application. So there I'm completely removed of the load. You saw the actuator maybe come down to home. Now the right application, the right way to do this would be to unload the system, bringing the system back up. But say someone forgets to do that and they leave it down, I can still close the system. It's maybe just not as ideal. So here I'm closing it under load, where one would say, oh, I forgot to unload the system. They'll then find it turns much easier. Pretty straightforward. If you have questions or comments or concerns, I can be contacted at adam@conceptworks.com. Thank you.